Cyberpunk Uncensored.
Hey, what's up everybody? This video crash course is all about the Fixer and their rollability operator. So, before I get into that, let me just mention Fixer is one of my favorite roles. And I know I say that, in each role breakdown, I'm like, this is my favorite. And obviously, I love Cyberpunk, so I love all the roles. But Fixer is literally my favorite role. Anytime I play, which is rare, usually I'm game master, but in the rare occasion that I actually play, most of those times I play a fixer. I really love the networking aspect and the role playing aspect that comes into play when you are a fixer. And in Cyberpunk Red, they really get into detail on their role ability in such a way that, man, it opens up so many doors for great role playing. So before we get into that, let's discuss exactly what a fixer is. A fixer is a deal maker. They're an organizer. They're a networker. They're the ones setting up night markets and midnight markets. They're the hustlers on the street that basically you go to when you need to source an item. Not physically get the item, for that you'll need the help of a nomad pack or some nomads or something. But a fixer is the one that's going to tell you where it is. They're going to source exactly where it is, or they're going to get you the information that you're looking for. They're going to get you the job that you need, or get hired, or find somebody to hire. Like they're your deal broker. They're like it says, deal makers, organizers, and information brokers. They're the go-to, and that's why I love fixers. And their role ability, let's get right into that. Their role ability is operator, like I said, and it works like this. Their rank basically affects 4 categories within that role ability, and this is kind of what those 4 categories are and kind of how they work. And then I'm going to get into the chart explaining the details of that. So just stick with me. If this doesn't make sense yet, it will soon. It will soon. The first thing is contacts. That represents who the fixer can reach out to, who they know, who they can call on to get favors and find things and stuff like that. Their reach is basically the highest price category item that they can always source. And you see always is in bold. So even when things are like not readily available, or just whatever the reasoning be that the GM comes up with, when it comes to their reach, that is something they can always source. And that can be very powerful. It also affects their influence to gather fixers to set up night markets and midnight markets and stuff like that. The next thing is haggle. That's obviously, by definition, it's their ability to haggle. It's their ability to basically make a deal. And that's the one part that actually involves, some rolling and some contested things here. Most role abilities in Cyberpunk Red, they have charts that involve contested rolls or DVs that they have to beat in order to make certain things, or utilize part of their role ability. With a fixer, most of it is basically giving you options and descriptions that you can role play with, which is exciting. But when it comes to haggle, it actually does have some a little bit of crunch to it. So let's go over that. It's to haggle with somebody to get a certain deal on an item or a job or something like that. It's going to be your cool stat plus your trade skill plus your operator rank plus 1d10, and that's going to be contested exactly the same when it's a fixer. Now, if you're haggling against someone that's not a fixer, they're not going to have an operator rank to add into that. So that's where a fixer always has advantage when it comes to haggling. The last thing here is grease. Oh, and let me mention in haggle, because they do have it here, and it is important, that if you do success in a haggle, you're basically allowed to make 1 deal of your operator rank or lower, and only 1 fixer deal can be made per transaction. And what I mean by 1 deal of your operator rank or lower is going to come into play when I get into the next chart. Like I said, just stick with me. It'll make sense in a moment. Grease represents basically the fixer's ability to blend in with different cultures and know languages and social codes and all that sort of stuff. And that, again, that's another very powerful trait of a fixer role ability. So let's get into the chart. I included it here, and I am going to refer to it as much as possible because it is a lot, and I don't want to mess it up and confuse you and that sort of thing. So If you're an operator that ranks 1 and 2, your contacts, and you'll see in the chart here, they have basically those 4 categories for each, rank section or rank number. Most of them are 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8, but then 9 and 10 are separate. But you'll see on each one of those, there's those 4 categories I just explained, and then it has a description by each one that explains how it works and what you're capable of with that. And that's what I was saying. That's when like a lot of role playing can come into play when you look at this. So contacts and clients rank 1 and 2. It's typically going to be like the local honcho or gang lord, neighborhood leadership, stuff like that. Your reach, you're always going to be able to source cheap and everyday items. And again, that means it has nothing to do with availability. If something's not available, if you're that rank, you can always source those things. So that's really cool. Haggle, if you're successful with that contested role I was explaining before, which is your cool stat plus your trading skill plus your operator rank plus 1d10 contested if it's a fixer with exactly that, or minus the operator rank addition to that if contested with a normal person or shop owner or whatever that's not a fixer. But Haggle on rank 1 and 2, if successful, you get a 10% more or less than you would on market price when buying or selling. So that's great. You can get things 10% cheaper or sell things and make an extra 10% on that profit. The grease description here on rank 1 and 2 is the cultural in and outs of your immediate neighborhood, including all local gangs. So whatever area you reside in and you work out of, which you've determined in your life path, that's you're going to know all the cultural ins and outs of that neighborhood, that area, and all the local gangs in that area. Rank 3 and 4, your contacts and clients are going to be city gang honchos, minor politicians, corp execs, and known people in the neighborhood, that are maybe like local famous, if you will. You know what I mean? Like just like local neighborhood people. Your reach, you can always find in place and source, find a place to source up to expensive items for your clients. And again, regardless if they're typically unavailable, you can always source up to that. Your haggle, if successful, when you buy 5 or more items, you get a 6th one for free. That's awesome. Greece, you know how to get along with at least one other culture in your area, as well as getting to gain a single language associated with that culture, and that comes with a skill level 4. So whatever language you associate, like all of a sudden let's say you work out of like Little China, right, and you know slang and English or whatever other language, and now at rank 3 and 4, you also maybe pick up the Chinese culture in that area, and maybe you learn Mandarin and you get a +4 in that language. That can be helpful. And that keeps growing as you go up in ranks, you'll see. Rank 5 and 6, your contacts and clients are major city players, city politicos, neighborhood celebrities. Your reach, once per month, working with other fixers, you can set up a night market. Now that's powerful. And make sure you check out the night market crash course video I have on the Cyberpunk Uncensored YouTube channel. I go over the details of all that sort of stuff. But man, at rank 5, that door opens up to you. You can start working with other fixers and set up your own night market. That's really, really awesome. Haggle, if successful, you can negotiate to pay the person for a job up to 20% per person. So that means like, say you're a fixer and you're working with a team, you have like a solo, a tech, a med tech, an exec, whatever, and you get hired for a gig to go do whatever job. And I go over, ways that you make money by doing jobs in my making money crash course. Make sure you check that out. But whatever job you get hired to do for your team, if you win that successful haggle, man, you get an extra 20%. So like, let's say you're doing a job where everyone's supposed to get paid €1,000 and you win that haggle at a rank 5 and 6, then everybody all of a sudden is making €1,200. Pretty cool, and I think the rest of your team will love you for that. Greece at rank 5 and 6, you know how to get along perfectly with 2 additional cultures. So now you're at 3 in total in your area, as well as learning another single language associated with that culture, rank 4. So man, you're up to 3 total already, 5 and 6. Powerful stuff. Operator rank 7 and 8. Your contacts and clients are local court presidents, maybe a mayor or city manager, local celebrities. So you see how it's getting bigger. Your reach, and man, think of how you can role play that into situations when you need hookups and information. It's getting more and more powerful as we go. Your reach, you can always find a place to source up to very expensive items. Haggle, if successful, when buying, let's see here, when buying a luxury or super luxury item, you pay half now or half in a month. So think about when you get all the way up to luxury and super luxury and it's that expensive, man, that can come in handy if you need that item to pull off a gig or something, and you can pay half of it now, go use it to do the gig, make all that money, and pay the other half in a month. Pretty cool. Let's see, Greece, at rank 7 and 8, you know how to blend perfectly with 3 additional cultures. So now you're at 6 total. 6 additional cultures that you can mix with now. That's awesome. In your local area, and a single language that you don't already know associated with that culture at skill level 4. So man, you're up to 6 now. Operator rank 9. It's really starting to get powerful now. 9 and 10 are on their own little sections, and it's, you'll see. Okay, operator rank 9. Contacts and clients are divisional corp heads, state or city zone politicos, and well-known celebrities. So now you're starting to know, like, you know, actually famous people, not just local or whatever. And you can work with divisional corp heads and state or city zones. So it's no longer just you know, your area. Now you're working with a whole state or a whole corporation division manager, not just like that one corp, but a whole division. So you see how it's spreading out. Let's see, your reach at rank 9. You can always find a place to source up to luxury items for your clients. Let's see, and this is really cool. When you set up a night market, you can actually set up a midnight market within it for, like, you know, the top crime bosses and leadership in the criminal underworld. They have it listed there as. So not just setting up night markets, like when you start getting to rank 5 and on, you can start working with fixers and setting up night markets. But when you get to rank 9, you can take it up a notch. You can set up a midnight market inside of night market where you have like the top crime bosses and people there to network with. And just think of the things you can work out in a midnight market that you set up. Wow, I love it. Okay, let's see. Greece, you know how to blend in. Oh, let's see. Let's go over Haggle. Haggle, if successful at rank 9 with Haggle, you get 20% more or less than the market price when buying or selling. So you remember how before, I think it was at a rank. Let me make sure I get this right. Yeah, rank 1 and 2. If successful, you can, like, you know, sell something for 10% more than market price or buy something at 10% less. Well, now at rank 9, it's 20%. So now you've doubled the percent when you get to 9 that you can kind of lower or raise items that you're buying or selling. That can be super useful. Now, Greece at rank 9, you know how to blend in perfectly with not only many cultures in your area, but also with corporate and government agencies. So now, you know, you've gotten up to 6 different cultures that you can blend in with other than your own, 6 total, you know, by the time you're getting up to rank 7 and 8. You know, you're also learning all those extra languages at rank 4. But now at rank 9, you're getting outside of culture. Now you're also able to kind of blend in and work with, you know, corporate and governmental agencies. It's getting serious. You know, you can see how a fixer, as they start working their way up the ranks, they're starting to become mob bosses themselves, or, like, you know, big, you know, crime movers, I guess you could say, networkers, you know. Okay, operator rank 10. Let's get into this. This is the last one. Contacts and clients. Now you're networking with major world leaders, major corporation heads, and world famous celebrities. Now you're global at this point. Your reach, you can always find a place to source up to super luxury items, and even if they're unavailable or, you know, no longer made, not easily sourced, whatever, you can always source up to that. So there's pretty much nothing, you know what I mean? Like, if you're a fixer rank 10, you can source anything for the most part, you know, and you're networking globally. So that's like the most badass you can get. Like, it's definitely a mob boss style of crime, you know, boss at the top level. Your Haggle, if successful, you can negotiate to double the pay for a person, you know, per person in your team for a dangerous level job. And if you watch that crash course on making money, like I mentioned before, it explains the 3 different job categories. And when you do dangerous, you know, something that, like, you might not survive, it's that dangerous of a job level, you on average make about 2K. So if you're making 2,000 and you're a rank 10 operator, you can haggle that to double, and then you're making 4,000 per person for that dangerous job. Your team is going to love you, and just think of the money you can start making when you're getting double pay on dangerous gigs, you know? Okay, grease. You can blend in successfully, seamlessly with almost any group, including very specialized groups. And it has here listed like, secret societies and cults and like private membership groups and stuff like that. So you can see how like once you get past, up to 6 different cultures and languages, you start mixing with government and corporation agencies, and then you get up to 10, and now you're into like, you can mingle and network into like secret societies and cults and like private membership groups and stuff. Like I said, at rank 10, there's almost nothing you can't, you're pretty much able to go in and out of any social circle. You can find anything you're looking for, and you can get double pay on dangerous things. And don't forget, remember I mentioned prior to that, when it talks about working a deal, you get that 1 based on your rank level or lower. So keep that in mind too, is that as you go up these ranks, you still have access to those haggle abilities at your lower rank. So when you're at rank 10, at any deal, you can pull 1 of those haggles, so any one of those ranks, whether you're buying 5 and get a 6 for free, or you need double pay for a dangerous job, or you want to go get paid 20% more for a regular job, or sell something, or buy something 20% less than market price, whatever it is, you can pull from any rank of yours and lower one of those haggle hookups, one of those little haggle abilities and skills. So that's how that works. That's basically the Fixer role ability operator. And you can see how powerful that can be, and especially if you're really into role playing. Like I said, you're not doing contested roles or rolling against a DV. The only one is when it comes to haggle. Don't forget that. But all the others, when it comes to contacts and clients and reach and grease, it's all pretty explanatory and role played. It's giving you the guidelines and the direction of what you're capable of within that rank or those ranks. And then it's up to you as a player and a GM to just kind of take that and run with it and just see how creative you can get with it. And that's what's exciting about a Fixer. That is why literally it just, it's my favorite role. And like, I love them all. I said that before, but it literally is my ultimate favorite role. So anyways, I hope you liked this crash course video. Hopefully it was helpful to you. And if it was, like and share the video. Make sure you subscribe to Cyberpunk Uncensored on YouTube so you don't miss any of the crash course videos I'm putting out, plus the GM tips. We're doing live play weekly from myself and other GMs. So just check it all out. Make sure you stay in touch, and I'll see you next time. Take care.